Good morning, everyone. Strength is not something we're born with fully formed. It's something we build. Like the rising sun that promises warmth and light, strength is a constant journey, one choice at a time, one step forward, even when the path is steep. To be mentally strong is to face life with open eyes and an open heart, to embrace both its trials and its triumphs, and to carry on when the weight of the world feels unbearable. Mental strength doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means you don't let fear dictate your destiny. The most powerful relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Your worth isn't defined by external achievements, material possessions, or the opinions of others. It is inherent, unshakable, and uniquely yours. Yet in the rush of life, in the noise of comparison, and in the weight of judgment, it's easy to forget. To know your worth is to understand that you are enough, not because of what you've done, but simply because of who you are. It means recognizing that your value isn't diminished by your mistakes or failures. In fact, those moments of struggle are part of what make you extraordinary. They're proof of your courage to try, to risk, and to grow. But knowing your worth also means setting boundaries. It means being unafraid to say no to things that drain you or make you feel small. It means refusing to settle for less than what you deserve in relationships, in work, and in life. Knowing your worth is a form of self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation upon which mental strength is built. Let's be honest, there will be times when the world tries to tell you otherwise, times when criticism, rejection, or unkindness make you question yourself. In those moments, remind yourself of this truth. Your worth is not up for negotiation. It is not something others can give or take away. It is yours, unchangeable and eternal. Knowing your worth is also about celebrating your individuality. No one else on this planet has your voice, your perspective, your unique combination of talents and dreams. Embrace that. Stop comparing your journey to others because their path isn't meant to look like yours. Finally, knowing your worth means living with purpose and intention. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. When you show up as your true self, when you walk through life with confidence in your heart and dignity in your step, you inspire others to do the same. So start today, speak kindly to yourself, honor your strengths, forgive your missteps, and walk boldly knowing you are worthy of all the love, joy, and success life has to offer. Challenges are an inevitable part of life. They come in many forms: unexpected losses, difficult decisions, or moments that test the very core of who we are. While it's natural to feel overwhelmed or even defeated at times, the way you choose to face those challenges defines your strength and character. To face challenges with grace is to meet life's storms with dignity, resilience, and an open heart. Grace doesn't mean you ignore pain or pretend everything is fine when it isn't. Instead, it's about acknowledging the struggle while refusing to let it consume you. Grace is the quiet confidence that says, "This may be hard, but I am harder. This may shake me, but it will not break me." When you encounter adversity, remember that every challenge holds a lesson. It might teach you patience, humility, or perseverance. Some challenges will test your faith in yourself or others, but they also present an opportunity to grow. Instead of asking, "Why me?" try asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" By shifting your perspective, you can transform obstacles into stepping stones. Facing challenges with grace also means being kind to yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism when things go wrong, but grace begins with self-compassion. Give yourself permission to feel, to cry, to be frustrated, to pause if you need to, but don't let those feelings define you. Emotions are fleeting. Your strength is not. It's important to approach challenges with balance. Graceful strength doesn't mean fighting every battle or bearing every burden alone. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is ask for help. Lean on your community, your loved ones, or even the wisdom of those who have walked similar paths. Accepting support is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your humanity and wisdom. When facing challenges, don't underestimate the power of hope. Grace is sustained by hope, the belief that no matter how dark the night, the dawn will come. Cling to that light, even if it's just a flicker. Let it guide you, reminding you that every storm eventually passes, and with each passing storm, you become more resilient, more prepared for the next. Lastly, remember that grace is not about how the world sees you. It's about how you see yourself. Facing challenges with grace doesn't mean having all the answers or maintaining a perfect composure at all times. It means standing firm in your values, holding on to your integrity, and walking forward, even if you stumble. So when life sends its challenges your way, face them not with fear, but with faith. Carry yourself with the quiet strength of someone who knows that while the winds may bend you, they will not break you. And when you emerge on the other side, as you always will, let the world see not only the scars of your battles, but also the grace with which you overcame them. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. In a world that equates strength with invulnerability, showing your softer side can feel like a risk, like an admission of weakness. But let me tell you this, vulnerability is not weakness. It is courage in its purest form. It is the willingness to stand in the truth of who you are, to let the world see you, not just your victories, but your struggles, your fears, and your dreams. To embrace vulnerability is to embrace life itself in all its messiness and unpredictability. It's about letting go of the mask that says, I have it all together, and allowing yourself to be human. When you open up to vulnerability, you open yourself to connection. You create space for authenticity, not just in yourself, but in those around you. True vulnerability requires trust. Trust in yourself and in the people you allow into your life. It's not about sharing every detail with everyone, but about choosing wisely and courageously who you let into your heart. When you dare to be vulnerable with the right people, you create bonds that are unshakable, built on honesty and mutual respect. But embracing vulnerability isn't always easy. It means facing your fears, the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, the fear of not being enough. Yet here's the paradox. By leaning into those fears, you often find they lose their power. Vulnerability is a teacher, showing you that it's okay to stumble, to not have all the answers, to ask for help. It reminds you that perfection is an illusion and that your worth isn't tied to an unattainable standard. Vulnerability also fuels creativity and growth. Think about it. Every time you try something new, you're stepping into the unknown, exposing yourself to the possibility of failure. But without that risk, there's no reward. Vulnerability is what allows you to dream big, to push boundaries, and to discover what you're truly capable of. To embrace vulnerability is to honor your emotions, even the difficult ones. Let yourself grieve when you've suffered a loss. Let yourself feel joy without worrying it might be fleeting. Let yourself admit when you're scared rather than pretending to be fearless. In doing so, you give yourself permission to heal, to grow, and to thrive. And here's something beautiful about vulnerability. It's contagious. When you show up as your authentic self, you give others permission to do the same. Your courage to be real can inspire someone else to take off their mask, to share their truth, to connect in a way that is deep and meaningful. Finally, embracing vulnerability means finding strength in your imperfections. It's realizing that you are enough, just as you are. You don't have to prove your worth through constant achievement or by hiding your struggles. Your humanity, flaws and all, is your greatest strength. So the next time you feel the urge to hide behind a facade, remember this. Vulnerability is not a weakness to overcome. It is a gift to be embraced. It is the doorway to connection, to growth, and to a life lived fully and authentically. Step through that door with courage, knowing that the reward is a deeper connection, not just with others, but with yourself. Hope is the quiet, steadfast flame that keeps us moving forward, even when the road ahead is shrouded in darkness. It's not just a feeling or a fleeting emotion. It's a choice, a belief that tomorrow holds the possibility of something better. To hold on to hope is to anchor yourself in the belief that no matter how difficult the present moment may be, it is not the end of your story. Life has a way of testing us, of pushing us to our limits and making us question everything we thought we knew. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed, but hope reminds us that every storm runs its course, that even the longest night must eventually give way to the dawn. Hope whispers, hold on, just a little longer. You are stronger than this moment. Holding on to hope doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about acknowledging the difficulties you face while still believing in your ability to overcome them. Hope is not blind optimism. It's grounded in resilience. It's the ability to see challenges for what they are, temporary, and to trust in your capacity to grow and adapt. There will be times when hope feels elusive, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear. In those moments, it's important to find reminders of hope around you. Look for it in the beauty of a sunrise, in the kindness of a friend, or in the small victories that often go unnoticed. Sometimes hope is found in the simple act of getting out of bed, of taking one step forward when it feels impossible. Hope is also deeply connected to purpose. When you have something to strive for, whether it's a dream, a goal, or a vision for a better future, hope becomes the fuel that keeps you moving. If you're ever unsure of where to find hope, ask yourself, what is one thing worth holding on for? It might be your family, your aspirations, or even the possibility of helping someone else through their struggles. Another way to nurture hope is to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Hope thrives in community. When you share your fears and dreams with others, you'll often find that they reflect your hope back to you. They remind you of your strength when you've forgotten it and offer their light when yours feels dim. Hope also requires patience. It's not always a quick fix or an immediate solution. It asks you to endure, to wait, and to trust in the process of life. But while hope requires patience, it also calls for action. It's not enough to simply wish for better days. You must take steps toward them, however small they may be. Each action, no matter how minor, is a declaration of faith in the future. And remember, hope is resilient. Even when it feels like it has been extinguished, it has a way of reigniting. Sometimes it's a tiny spark that flares up when you least expect it. A kind word, a new opportunity, or the realization that you've survived every hardship you faced so far. Holding on to hope means believing in the possibility of change. It's about understanding that life is not stagnant, that your current struggles do not define you, and that better days are always ahead. It's about trusting that you have the strength to rebuild, to heal, and to rise again. So when the days feel heavy and the road seems endless, hold on to hope. Cling to it as if your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Hope is what gives us the courage to keep going, the strength to face another day, and the faith that the best chapters of our story are still waiting to be written. The past is a powerful teacher. It holds lessons shaped by experiences, triumphs, mistakes, and moments of growth. To learn from the past is to honor its wisdom, to take its lessons and use them as a foundation for building a better future. But while the past can guide us, it should never imprison us. It's easy to get caught up in what was, replaying old mistakes, dwelling on missed opportunities, or reliving painful memories. But living in the past robs you of the present and dims the possibilities of the future. To move forward, you must find a balance. To reflect on the past without being consumed by it. Start by embracing the lessons your past offers. Look back on your journey and identify the moments that shaped you for better or worse. What did you learn about yourself during your hardest times? How did you grow after your setbacks? The beauty of the past is that it offers clarity that's often absent in the moment. When you take the time to reflect, you begin to see patterns, identify strengths, and recognize areas for growth. However, learning from the past also means accepting it for what it is, unchangeable. You cannot rewrite what has already been written, but you can choose how it shapes the chapters ahead. Dwelling on what ifs or should haves keeps you trapped in a cycle of regret and self-blame. Instead, focus on the lessons learned and ask yourself, how can I use this experience to move forward? It's equally important to let go of the emotional weight the past can carry. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Forgive others for the ways they may have hurt you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing. It means freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and guilt. It's a gift you give yourself, a way to release the chains that tether you to a moment that no longer serves you. Learning from the past also means celebrating it. Too often we focus on our failures and overlook our victories. Remember the times you persevered, the challenges you overcame, and the goals you achieved. These moments are proof of your resilience and strength. They're reminders that you faced difficulty before and emerged stronger, and you can do it again. But don't let nostalgia hold you back. While it's comforting to look back on the good old days, be mindful not to romanticize the past to the point where it overshadows the present. Every stage of life has its unique joys and challenges. By clinging too tightly to a past version of happiness, you risk missing the beauty of what's unfolding right now. To truly move forward, you must ground yourself in the present. The past is a place to visit, not to live. When you find yourself stuck in old patterns or consumed by memories, remind yourself that the only moment you can truly control is this one. What will you do today to create a brighter tomorrow? Finally, remember that learning from the past is a continuous process. As you grow and change, your perspective on past events may shift, revealing new insights and deeper understanding. Be patient with yourself as you navigate this journey. Growth is not linear, and healing takes time. So take what the past has taught you, its lessons, its scars, its wisdom, and carry it with you as a guide, not as a burden. Let it remind you of how far you've come, but don't let it dictate where you're going. Your story is still unfolding, and the best chapters are yet to be written. Human beings are not meant to walk through life alone. We are inherently social creatures, wired for connection, belonging, and support. Community is where we find strength, not just in times of celebration, but also in moments of struggle. It is a wellspring of encouragement, a safe haven, and a source of shared wisdom. To find strength in community is to recognize that we are stronger together than we could ever be on our own. Community can take many forms: your family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, or even people who share a common passion or goal. Whatever form it takes, the essence of a community lies in its ability to lift each other up. It is a space where burdens feel lighter because they are shared, where joys are amplified because they are celebrated together. When life feels overwhelming, the strength of a community can be transformative. Think of the times when someone simply listened to you, when their words or actions reminded you that you were not alone. That connection is the power of community. It validates our experiences, offers empathy, and helps us see that even the heaviest challenges can be faced with the support of others. Being part of a community also gives you a sense of purpose and belonging. It reminds you that your actions, no matter how small, have an impact on others. Whether it's lending a hand to a friend in need, volunteering for a cause you care about, or simply being present for someone who needs a listening ear, these moments create ripples of kindness and connection that strengthen everyone involved. Every person walks this world bearing the lessons they learn to help others. But finding strength in community isn't just about receiving support. It's also about giving it. When you show up for others, you discover reservoirs of strength you didn't know you had. Helping someone else through their challenges often puts your own struggles into perspective and reminds you of your capacity for compassion and resilience. Building and maintaining a strong community requires effort and vulnerability. It means reaching out, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means being willing to share your own struggles and ask for help when you need it. Often, the greatest barrier to finding strength in community is the fear of being a burden. But let me tell you this, you are not a burden. Your vulnerability is a bridge, an invitation for others to connect with you on a deeper level. In a world that often emphasizes independence, finding strength in community is a radical act of courage. It's a reminder that needing others is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to our shared humanity. Life is a journey filled with peaks and valleys, and no one should have to navigate it alone. Community also teaches us the beauty of diversity. Each person brings their unique experiences, perspectives, and strengths to the table. By leaning on and learning from one another, we gain insights we might never have discovered on our own. Community broadens our horizons, challenges our assumptions, and helps us grow into more compassionate and understanding individuals. Moreover, the strength of a community is its ability to adapt and persevere. History is full of examples of communities coming together to overcome adversity. Whether it's rebuilding after a natural disaster, supporting each other through times of social or political unrest, or simply standing by one another in times of personal hardship. These stories remind us of the incredible power of collective resilience. So how do you find or build your community? Start by showing up. Be present, be authentic, and be willing to connect. Seek out spaces where you feel seen and valued, where you can contribute and grow. Whether it's joining a local group, reconnecting with old friends, or reaching out to someone who seems to need a hand, take that first step. Community doesn't happen by accident. It's built with intention and care. And once you've found your community, nurture it. Celebrate each other's successes, offer support during tough times, and create an environment where everyone feels valued. A strong community isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for one another time and time again. In the end, finding strength in community is about recognizing that we are all connected. Your struggles are not yours alone to bear, and your joys are not yours alone to celebrate. Together, we can face life's challenges with courage, share its beauty with gratitude, and build a world that reflects the best of what it means to be human. Would you like to include specific examples of community impact or additional suggestions for building meaningful connections?